I loved your film, and it gave me so many emotions because it reminded me why I love cinema.
Yeah.
It was everything was there, and everything is there for you too. You
Yes.
put so much. How in your imaginary, how many films are in your mind that inspired you to do
Well,
that?
that's the funny thing. When people see the movie, I tell them the movies that I watched to be inspired were none of them were horror or fantasy. I watched Douglas Sirk melodrama. I watched Vicente Minnelli's movies. I watched Stanley Donen's musicals. I watched classical Hollywood because I wanted the movie to feel classical, like a classical fairy tale, a classical movie from Hollywood, but very, very strange and very different, and a mixture of melodrama, comedy, thriller, musical movie, you know. So it was a movie that wanted to celebrate love, but also celebrate cinema. It is a movie that is, I wanted to make a movie that told people how much I love movies, not just great movies. That's why I didn't want to use Citizen Kane or Singing in the Rain when we went. I wanted movies, because movies, any movie, when you're a kid, when you're growing up, any movie can save your life and sustain you.
I totally agree. There's it's also obviously a love story which made me feel like there's a love story that comes from a different point of view, because the main characters are outcasts basically, but they will survive.
Yes.
So it looks like the present looks very difficult. The future is even worse.
Yes.
So they step back, and probably the past is a better place to be.
I think that the important thing about those characters is that they are invisible to the main guy, to the antagonist, which is played by Michael Shannon. He doesn't see any of them. You know, they are invisible to him because he thinks he's above them. And the beauty of these characters is they come together and help each other. You know, they become a family, or they become accomplices because they are invisible. They can do anything they want because nobody's paying attention. And that's their disadvantage and their advantage.
Do you think that this film would be much more appreciated by, let's say, people that have knowledge of films, or it will just hit the feelings?
One of the reasons I made the movie, or if not the main reason, was because I felt an emotional need to talk about this, because the times we're in are horrible, you know, and I felt emotionally this movie would be a life-affirming sort of release into beauty, into love, into things that we need to breathe, you know. So I hope that people can react to it emotionally, even if they don't know cinema, even if they don't care for monsters. It's such a pure and beautiful fairy tale, and I hope they react like that.
How was working with Sally Hawkins? She's fantastic.
She's a miracle. I think she is completely a miracle. She is every day, you know, you can see her in the street or see her in a bus and you believe her, and yet she's so magical and beautiful and pure and injected with energy and light, you know.